think I need to cut back on reading because I've been spending that bag. I looked at my bank statement and saw that I've been spending money on books, and I'm like, sis, what are you doing? I understand you're here for education, but you need to get it together. You need to budget. So I think I'm gonna cut back on all these books that I've been buying, because it's one thing to just constantly read and constantly read. I love reading, I'm a bookworm, but it's another thing to actually go out and apply yourself as to what you've learned.
How mama gonna teach you how to save your money when she barely on the boat, got stay afloat money? Blacks always broke cause we don't know money, spend it before we get it and can never hold money.
Can y'all see me? If y'all keep seeing me look up, it's because I'm looking at myself in the camera. Can y'all see me? What's up, Wealthbabes? I am here with the book challenge, video number 3. I did October, November, and this video is going to be December. So most of y'all already know, whoever's been keeping up with the book challenge videos know that I filmed the video the following month for the books that I've read in the previous month, and I'm gonna keep saying that until y'all get it down. Be like, Shay, what a book challenge video at from the previous month? But anyway, what's up? What's going on? Y'all know how I be. What is up, Wealthbabe? What's up? What's going on? Today it's Monday. I don't film on Mondays, but I didn't have to go to work today, so I'm like, what's up? Let me just go ahead and get this book challenge video out the way, because the credit series, the research has been taken over. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not talking out of my ass when I come on here and share knowledge, because a lot of the stuff that I do know, but sometimes in some cases it could pertain just to me and my circumstance and the type of credit card that I have. So look out for the credit series videos. Do know that it's backed, the research, the shit that I'm talking about, excuse my French, is backed by sources. What's the word I'm looking for? Credible sources, that's what I was looking for. So yeah, this video though is not about credit, but check those videos out if you haven't seen them already. I'll link them in the description box. But let's go ahead and talk about these books, honey, for December. So I've read 5 books, and I do have them right here with me. Let me pick them up. I should have had this in my hand already. What you doing? So I'm gonna just go ahead and go through each of them. The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. And I think the ring light is reflecting in the book, so it's not that clear, but I'll try my best to get the titles and the authors captured in the book, in the video. The second book is The Behavior Gap by Carl Richards. The third book is Talk Like Ted by Carmine Gallo. The fourth book was Back to Basics Investing by Eric Tyson. And the fifth book is The Business of the 21st Century, and the ring light is really reflecting this one. This one is by Robert Kiyosaki. So yeah, like we always do, let me go ahead and talk about each of the books very briefly so that I'm not spoiling it for you, and then I guess I'll sum it up, or try to sum it up very briefly. So with A Little Book of Common Sense Investing, I picked this one up because I told you all that I was really immersing myself into more learning more on investing, and as I read reviews to get that historical and also basic, like, introductory to investing, this book was highly recommended. John Bogle, very prominent man in the investing industry, and so I thought, why not start off, and not really start off, but begin the investing learning journey by reading this book, and he talks about he gives a good basic foundation to investing, and so I really like this book for that. So with the second book, The Behavior Gap by Carl Richards, this one was more so about our I don't want to use behavior because it's in the title, but our actions as it relates to our personal financial goals. And he goes into talking about how our goals are so much different and dissimilar between each other that one person, so for example, my personal financial goals may not be aligned with your personal financial goals, so you need to tailor and act upon your goals as it relates to your financial plans. And he gives a lot of examples, and a lot of it comes down to how we act, how our discipline, and not so much the rules that we hear, because they don't all apply to us in the same fashion. The third book, Talk Like Ted, I really love this book because, one, I'm trying to improve my speaking skills. If you don't notice, but in these videos, I use words, a lot of filler words. A few of them are so, and anyway, and I want to get away from using those filler words. But not only that, I love TED Talks. If you have never seen a TED Talk, go and watch Talk Like TED videos, or not Talk Like TED videos. This is the book that I'm talking about, but TED Talk videos, and you'll see like the way that the speakers present the information that they're sharing is just so striking, and it just feels so real, and it moves you, it motivates you. And so I want to be able to get to that point, and especially because I'm creating videos and sharing content, I want to make sure that you all understand what I'm saying, but also feel and are able to relate to what I'm saying. And so I wanted to read Talk Like Ted, and it has helped me achieve or try to meet that goal so far. The fourth book is Back to Basics Investing by Eric Tyson, and I really wanted to read that one because, again, I was literally like, immerse yourself into investing books. If you're going to be investing, you need to understand how it works. I know a lot of people like to do offhand investing, but me personally, I want to make sure that I understand how ish works. And I do that by reading, and then I also do that by talking to people who invest, as well as making sure that I am getting a lot of knowledge from my personal experience with investing. And so with Back to Basics Investing, is very similar to the Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle, whereas it talks a lot about the basics. It talks about taxes, exchange traded funds, the different types of investing books, and I think I just spit, I'm sorry. Just a lot of types of investments, and it also just gives you the basics and lays the foundation, which I feel like is very imperative for me to have and understand, especially because of how serious I am about investing. And book number 5, the way I just flipped it up like that, The Business of the 21st Century. And this one was actually a gift to me, which I'm super, super grateful for. But The Business of the 21st Century, and I love Robert Kiyosaki. He's written Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I know you all have heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So Robert Kiyosaki, he wrote that book, and he also authored The Business of the 21st Century. But this one is more so about network marketing in particular, and I love the fact that he talks about network marketing. The phrase that comes to mind when I read that book is, it's not what you know, it's more so who you know, and also helping people out, uplifting people, bringing them up, making sure that you're in the business to win, and then also help others win, because you know your network is very powerful. So he talks about having and look at me spoiling it, but I think this is important. He talks about having a real world business education, which I think is super important, because as we all know, financial literacy isn't taught in school really. No matter what school you went to, whether it's public school, private school, Catholic school, what level of school it was, whether it was higher education or grade school. I really feel like there isn't a lot of financial literacy classes, and there needs to be. But Robert, in that book, he talks about having a real world business education, and that stuck with me. But your network, your power is in your network. Your power is definitely in your network. So that concludes the 5 books for the month of December's book challenge. And I don't know, I think I'm gonna cut back on purchasing as many books as I do, because I have a weird obsession and I need to prioritize, because I want to do other things with my money this year. And there's another thing. It's like it's one thing to read as much as I do, but then there's another thing to actually act on and apply what I've been learning in the books. And so I'm gonna hold myself accountable to that, to act and apply, versus constantly soaking up knowledge, because too much of anything is bad. And so I want to just make sure I'm acting on applying the knowledge that I've read and I've learned, especially with the investing. And so I'm definitely doing more of that this year. And then the weird obsession is I keep buying hardback books. And why is it that I gotta have a hardback book? Why can't I just buy the Kindle version or the paperback book? And if you guys don't know, the hardback book is the most expensive of the 3. And I just need to chill out. Maybe I'll take my ass to the library and do that way, read that way. But I hate not having the book to keep for myself. So we'll see. But I definitely will continue the book challenge, although I'm gonna cut back on purchasing as many books as I do. Maybe I'll keep it at maybe 3 to 4, and that way I can budget accordingly for that. I'll have my education book fund, if you will, and then also the money that I was crazily spending on books, because I'm a bookhead, I'm a bookworm. I'll apply it to some other things that I want to do this year, and I won't share all of that just yet. But that is it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications. And also comment below if you like the books that I've been sharing, if you can relate to these types of books, if you like to read the types of books that I have been reading. Let me know in the comments below. Bye. Mwah.